A new poll says that 70% of Americans hate their jobs. Coming up next on Pastor Bob Daily. Well, 70% is a big number. 70% of the people in America, anyway, hate their jobs. What can you do about it? Or should you do anything about it? You know, a lot of people just get used to the idea that work is horrible and you're always going to hate it. And I hate that thinking. You know, honestly, if you don't have something that you enjoy doing, change. Now, I've talked about this a few times before, and I'm going to repeat it again because I get so much mail, and then I saw this statistic, and I thought, you know, we really have to do something about this. Folks, in any kind of job you have, there are aspects of it that you're not going to like very much. That's even true with my job, although I have the best job in the world. But there are aspects of it that I don't like very much. There are things about it that I'd rather not do that go along with the job. But the whole picture is really good, and I'm glad I do what I do. And I'm glad that I've done this as a pastor and working with music and all the things that I do, the homeless. I'm glad that I chose this because I really enjoy it, and I've enjoyed it my whole life. But when somebody comes to me and says, I hate what I'm doing, my life is miserable, and they keep doing it year after year after year, I gotta think that something else is wrong. Why are we so afraid of change? Well, some people say, I'm afraid of losing everything. You know what? Lose it. Who cares? Well, there, I said it. Now, Pastor Bob, that's not responsible. You know, I have a wife, I have kids. I understand it's not that easy. But folks, when you weigh everything out, keeping stuff, keeping the brand new cars, keeping all the things that we accumulate, and then hating every minute of life is really not worth it. Your family would love you a whole lot more if you were more connected to them, more connected to life, than simply struggling through and providing stuff that they really don't necessarily need in the first place. You say, well, I need to give them food and shelter and all of that. But you know, here in America anyway, that gets crazy sometimes. And we have people that are trying to pay for homes and cars and all kinds of things that they absolutely can't afford. And they struggle with jobs that they hate to keep up with it all. Sometimes the happiest people that I know are the ones that have kind of lost everything or given up everything. They realize that they're on the wrong path and they don't want to do this anymore. They realize that maybe they can do with one car. Maybe they don't have to live in such an expensive house. You know, maybe life can be a little simpler, and maybe there are other choices in life. Choices that make a lot of sense. Choices that have to do with things that they enjoy instead of things they hate. And so, folks, if you're one of those 70% that hate your jobs, you're not going to be at the end of your days and say, gee, I'm so glad I stuck with all of that stuff that I hated all my life. You're going to say, wow, life was so short. I wish I would have done something else. It's never too late to change. You always have options. You are never stuck, no matter how much you feel like you are. There are always things you can do to change your life. If you feel stuck today, get unstuck. Figure it out. Move ahead in another direction. But don't be one of the 70% statistics. You'll be glad you made a change. God bless you. Have a great day.